We had different people get up here and speak, and I believe that everyone that knew our precious brother, my very good friend, the distinguished senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Ifeanyi Ubah, will be grieved. I am sure that everyone here tonight who knew our late brother is grieved. I can assure you that I want to speak very carefully tonight, because our words are not only heard here on earth, but is also recorded in heaven. The subject that we are here to speak about is one that I don't think anyone would like to undertake to speak on. Yet, when my precious in-law, Dr. Dozie Ikedife, requested that I do this, my heart has been here from that moment, as he requested. In the second chapter of the book of Judges, it talks about a generation of Israel who walked with God in the days of Moses and Joshua. They had seen all the great works the Lord has done for the Israel. Then arose another generation after them, which knew not the Lord, nor yet the works that he has done for Israel. And they did in the sight of the Lord serve devils. It is written of them, every man did that which was right in his own sight. I am the least capable to rehearse the wonderful event of our late precious brother, distinguished senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Ifeanyi Ubah's life, because many were with him much more than I. But I don't think any loved him more than I do, because the first time I set my eyes on him and watched the level of energy vibrating on this young man, I knew he was to go places in life. So I caught on, I learned, I perceived. It didn't take 10 nights, one was enough. I knew what I had to do and put my shoulder to the wheel. Unfortunately, it didn't work perfectly well as I expected, but that didn't change my love for one moment for him. I wish to read out of a section of the portion of Bible in the book of Job, chapter 14, from verse 1 to 16. Man that is born of women, that of woman is of a few days, full of trouble. He cometh forth like a flower and cut down. It fadeth also like a shadow and continued not, and does not open their eyes upon such a one, and bringeth me into judgment with him. Who can bring clean things out of unclean? No one. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. Let me say this for emphasis. We don't live long because we are good people or because we are bad people. Because when things like this happen, people will begin to invent words. If you look at the Bible, even though God promised that we will live 70 years, but please check all the disciples of Jesus Christ, including the Lord himself. None of them attended 70. Jesus died at 33. When you come into this world, there is a set time for every one of us. Whether you are 16 or at 60, the day you were born, that time start, ticking. You can be playing football, you can be watching television, you can be sleeping in a bed. When that time is fulfilled, then your time is over and you got to answer to your Creator. And that's why it is important that we recognize our purpose so that we can fulfill our mission here on earth. Because whether you are 90, if you don't know your purpose, your time will time up upon you. But if you know it, I am sure every Anambrarian, particularly anybody from Newi, is grieved because one of our own were cut short from us. But Uche, I want to assure you to remain strong. The children of Ifeanyi, I want to encourage you to remain strong. Your father was my very good friend. Forget about what anybody have to say. We were good friends. I never knew him for a long time. But from the moment I met him, I knew there was something about him. We had misunderstanding, so we are not putting it under the table. Every family have misunderstanding, but we put it behind us and we move ahead. And people still want to resurrect old story and want to recycle it like it is a fresh thing that happened. No. I eat Ifeanyi's food, he ate my food. I drank his water, he drinks my water. He never called me on the phone without me picking. I call him midnight, 2 a.m. in the morning. Sometimes Uche will pick the phone and say, send the phone to Ifeanyi. So I want to stand here to speak again so that we will bring this matter to an end once and for all. For anybody who thought Ifeanyi died because he was a bad person, you are making mistake. Good people die, bad people die. And people will continue to die. Little children were born, died. Nobody died because of what he did. When you are born, you are set, time is set upon you. And I believe Ifeanyi fulfilled his mission. History cannot be erased. Whether you like it or not, he came and he conquered. I felt bad the day I had it. I called Uche and she picked up the phone. I said, could this be true? Were you with him? What is happening? And she explained to me all that transpired. And I told her, please remain strong for your children. Don't despair. I've just been through it. So I want to make this few remark, and I want to encourage everybody here to know that God, somewhere in the scripture, he said it is best to go to the house of where they are mourning people. It's better to be there so that you can learn something for your life. We all like to go to where they are playing football or nightclub or different place. This is the best place to be because you need to learn from those who have been behind us so that we know how to maximize our time and live our life effectively. God bless you. I pray that everybody understand what I have to.
So guys, you can see Mr. Cosmas just hit the hammer on the head of the nail. He went straight to the point without mixing words, telling Nigerians that it's been long this thing happened, that people should stop bringing up this topic of him having issues with Ifeanyi Ubah that just passed on. So guys, it is time for us to just, we know we are still humans. Those times of having a disagreements or problem with one another will always be, but it is good for people to tend to leave those things behind and look forward, as in forging forward is the most important thing. And it was nice that he addressed this issue during this ceremony of bidding farewell to the late senator Ifeanyi Ubah. So we all know that the Igbo land is bereaved. And Igbos are not happy with what has been going on. Some strong figures, in the political space, passing on to eternity. It's not a funny thing. I know that recently we've really lost people that, Nigerians, those of us from the Igbo extraction, we are struggling with understanding why it happened. Look at the former governor of Anambra State that passed on. Although he's of age, but he was still very strong, vibrant, contributing to the politics of the Southeast and all the agitation that has been going on. But all of a sudden, he just passed on. And then look at Ohaneze. The first Ohaneze, just recently, an Ohaneze leader passed on. And then the mantle fell on Iwanyanwu. And he did not even manage that position for long. He then passed on. Somebody that was not that very sick. all of a sudden we heard he was admitted in a hospital, and that was the end of it. And just check it out. So many people that have been called to glory, and because of, nobody knows the reason. God knows better. But I tell you, the Igbos are grieving. People are not happy how, figures like all these ones are really passing on to eternity. And then for people to start saying, oh, it's because he's a bad person, or because he did this to Mr. Cosmas, because he ate his money, because he did this. Mr. Cosmas himself, from the way he spoke, you can see that his mind is far away from those things, as he has long forgotten those things. It actually happened, but he has long forgiven, and he has moved on with his life. No doubt he's prospering. And that's why he's telling Nigerians that it is time people don't stick to, especially when things don't go well with your partner, you just hold on to it. That he wants Nigerians not to be bringing up this topic, because honestly, for me, when I initially saw this topic recently, that he had problem with Ifeanyi Ubah, I thought it's something that happened recently. But guess what? This is what has transpired years over years. It's been very long, and then people keep refreshing it and making it to sound fresh, into the ears of especially those who are hearing it for the first time. People tend to think it is something that recently happened, but this is something that has happened for long. So a whole lot. And Ifeanyi Ubah is somebody that people have been hanging all kinds of allegations against him. Some people will tell you he's responsible for Nnamdi Kanu being repatriated back to Nigeria. Some people will tell you he has been into this, he has been into that. But I think for the fact that he has passed on, it's time for us to just ignore some of those things that we keep complaining about, and just think on how we as a people can move forward. I mean, we should be discussing how we are going to move forward in Nigeria. I mean, those from the southeast. Recently somebody made a video on Twitter and was just saying that what the Igbos need is just a functional seaport and functional airports. Just these two things are what the Igbos need at the moment. That if this can be provided to the Igbos, guess what? The Igbo land is going to be something else. So I think it's time for people to begin to think about, okay, even if the federal government is not paying attention to that, can the private people, private individuals come up to take up some of these projects that are lying waste, in the southeast, and work on it and see what becomes of it. So guys, these are some of the things that we keep saying, that honestly, Nigeria is a country where we all can put our hands together to build. And like Mr. Cosmos has just said, that let the bygone be the bygone. That it's been long this thing happened, so people shouldn't be bringing it again, and they need to be sounding fresh as if it just happened yesterday. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell. Please give this video a like so that YouTube can recommend it to others, and drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you.